All right, everybody. We are finally live. Today's Friday, and this week, some epic world news happened. Clint Westwood turned 50 this week. So, the man, the myth, the legend, and my ride or die, my road warrior friend, my meetup bestie is on the other side of this. So we're going to bring a bunch of people on and let them tell some stories on him and just show him some love. So we'll give him some love in the chat as well and ask him any questions. It's like a Westwood AMA. Ask him anything. So here we go. Hey, happy birthday, Westwood.
Why, thank you. Thank you, lovely Litecoin Lisa.
I know it was Tuesday officially, but I figured we should have some fun with it. It's a big deal. You're turning 50.
What?
Big 50.
Come on.
Yeah. And
talking smack now.
I thought we would have some fun. So you're older, you're wiser. Yeah. What's your advice for us? What have you gleaned in this first half a century?
The first 50
of your life.
As I tweet this, I learned that I could almost tweet out 5 groups and tag them on the tweet during the intermission prior to the show.
During the free
almost,
the
but not quite. I get like 50, 60, 70 people I've tagged, and we might get like 50 views on this.
All right. I like it.
Anyway.
I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. You know what they say.
The 4 quarters, especially if they're from 1964 or before, because they're 90% silver, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
Okay. I got the hat on. It's too small.
I noticed.
I feel like I ought to be out on the plantation, the tobacco farm,
You're in your retirement years. Is that what you're saying?
It'd be nice, wouldn't it? I don't think I could retire, though. I just want to retire from the things I don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is. I want to do things on my own time rather than working for the vampire system.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Yes.
What have I learned? What piece of advice could I give everyone? The same piece of advice that I give everybody every day, and that's just to trust yourself and quit letting the vampires control your narrative and controlling your mind and stealing your energy. Just focus on yourself and listening to yourself and doing the right thing for yourself, and don't let them lead you down a path that is not your best interest.
Yeah. Do you have any regrets or what ifs?
Like that tattoo that says no regrets?
No.
R.A.
Yeah.
Regrets? No, I don't have any tattoos. Any regrets? I don't think so. I've thought about that. I really think about stuff like that to where if I could have done it differently, because you'll see if you could have door number 1, you could have $10 million right now. Door number 2, you could go back to age 20 with all the knowledge that you have or whatever age and do it all over again. And I'm like, I don't know that I'd want to do it all over again.
Yeah.
I really don't. I don't regret anything. I've learned from it. I'd like to think I've learned from it, and it's made me who I am today. And I'm here with the lovely Litecoin Lisa. Who else gets to say that every Friday?
Well, lots of people are going to get to say it today if this works correctly. So I'm going to try. I'm trying this live, but I sent out an invite to some of our friends on different things and invited a group, and we'll just see first of all, if it worked. Second of all, if they can show up or make it, because I don't know.
If they can't, they can't. Hey, they can watch. They can watch the replay.
Yeah, I hope that. So, and hopefully, if they are watching, they mute their
recording in progress.
Other part of the show or their background. Like make sure they don't have other background noise or they're watching the show on another device or on another tab or platform.
Like I do. See, I've got this device and this device, and I'm not making any noise in the background. I got it.
Because you mute it.
That's right. I mute it.
Okay. So I have.
Thanks for the happy birthdays, everybody. Thanks for being here.
I don't see anyone in there yet.
That's all right.
Maybe. Oh, I think we have a visitor.
Get someone from the darkness.
Hold on, but I got to make sure that I can share the screen first.
Make sure it's
I hope
not
it works.
some CIA
Share
agent.
screen. I think it's. How would I do this? Oh, is it not going to let me do it? It may not let me do it.
Well,
Lost permission to capture the screen. Oh my gosh.
it's
Come
like
on,
Twitter the
man.
other night. You know, you've exceeded your limit, Lisa. You can't send any more tweets. What was up with that?
Yeah, that was
Everybody
super
was
sketchy.
affected. I know.
Check Google Chrome. If already checked, uncheck, then recheck. What?
Wow. Hey, bring me the broomstick of the Wicked Witch of the East, and then
Turn around 3 times.
yeah,
Okay.
then maybe it'll work.
Unlock the screen by selecting the lock on the bottom left. There is no lock on the bottom left.
What you drinking, Lisa?
Oh Lord. I caved and I am
You know,
having a drink.
you came out of the darkness. You came out of the cave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk about
Talk about something. I know you can talk.
this week. Yeah. I mean, there's been crazy stuff. Oh, I heard some language today. You know, Uncle Cliff's been talking about the I might have to change browsers and go out and come back in is what I'm thinking, but you could stay on. I heard something today that a inflation report is coming out on Valentine's Day. And remember his bloody Valentine's Day
It's going to be a massacre.
Valentine's Day massacre. I wonder if it's that inflation report.
I don't know. A lot of things are really just exploding right out to the public every day. We have the Great Awakening in progress right now, I think.
I think so.
Yeah,
Even children are seeing it. So we were at homeschool at the Oklahoma History Museum today with our homeschool group, or some of them. And one of the moms came over to me and she's like, you know what? We were watching some of those videos from the earthquakes in Turkey and all that. And my children were like, that doesn't look like an earthquake. And why aren't the people that are filming it shaking? And why aren't the buildings just collapsing? But it doesn't look like. They're like, that looks like a bomb, or like that building. It looks a lot like those 9/11 buildings.
Building 7? Does anybody remember that one?
Ben. Okay, so they're on here. I got to get this figured out. Okay, let me try to jump over to the other browser.
Voices everywhere.
I know. I was like, where are they? Okay, I'm trying to figure out this thing.
Are you able to send the StreamYard link if you can't capture the Zoom?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just that I can get more people on the Zoom, and then I'm trying to merge the Zoom. Whoa. The Zoom and the StreamYard was my idea. So I'll be right back. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been. Okay, hold on. I'm going to try something. You take it from there and I'll be right back.
All right. Let's see if we can get this channel banned. Okay. It's actually.
No, I'm talking to Westwood.
Channel.
Oh. It's
I want to mute it. You want to mute it?
I'll host it.
I know. He's ready to jump in, baby. Ready to jump in.
Why is it saying I'm on that browser? Okay.
So should we? Yeah.
You can hear him?
I hear him, yeah.
No.
Oh, I hear Ben.
They can't hear you.
Oh.
Westwood.
Happy birthday, old man.
Hold on though, guys. Give me just 1 sec. I swear I know. I think I can do this. Show all windows. Oh,
can everybody watching on YouTube, can you hear? Hit a thumbs up if you can hear us all talking.
Okay.
And can you hear Bitcoin Ben in the background? There's a little delay, so I'm waiting for either a thumbs up or a thumbs down for everybody in the chat. Can you hear us?
Hey, Randy, how are
Yep.
you?
Yep, he can.
How are you? I miss you, man.
Good. Well, you are kicking ass over on Twitter and on
You got a backstage pass, everybody.
all that.
I know.
Thank you.
Okay, hold on. I think if I add myself here.
There's Lisa and Lisa. What's better than
Lisa.
Lisa? 2 Lisas.
Okay. But now, is this
Wonder Twin
brave?
powers activate.
Or is it? Okay.
I see 2 Lisas. I don't know what the doppelgangers. No, get on. You're
I have
not.
a question. How many drinks has Lisa had already?
This is my first one. I'm just trying to...
Snafu, situation normal. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I think I can hear myself twice.
You're double dutying it. Double
'Cause your
dipping.
mic is probably on here and on StreamYard.
Yeah.
See? There you go. Hurry up. I want to take my first drink.
Okay. If I do that.
Can't do the show
Alright,
sober.
Well, unfortunately, we have a reservation, so we actually just wanted.
We can wait a few minutes.
You're on.
Oh, wait, I see people.
Are we on?
Except I'm on.
I
Oh,
see Kelly. I see
Okay,
Ben.
Kelly and Ben.
I see Miss
Go
Teen
for it.
Crypto. I see Lisa.
Is Clint on?
I'm
oh,
here.
you
Can
guys
anybody-
can't see. I thought I had this off.
Should I jump into the Zoom link?
We can wait a few minutes.
Yeah, you could jump into the Zoom link and then I'll just
Stand
put
by.
the whole Zoom link on
I'll be right
StreamYard.
back. I'll be right back.
We're in the Zoom link. Do you?
I meant Westwood. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Who's on first?
What's on second? Let me get out.
Yeah. Okay. That works.
If you want to head over to All of Us Go on StreamYard.
Okay. Send me the
Oh, wait, Clint's here.
yard link.
Clint's connecting right now.
Hey, there's the young man.
Hey,
Okay, hang
Hey.
on. All right, I think I got it. I'm in.
Happy
Hey,
birthday!
Thank you. We got the
Happy birthday.
appropriate shirt on.
welcome to the shit
Hey.
show.
Yeah.
Lisa knew when she bought me this for my birthday that this would be appropriate. It would all work out.
Hey, good. Happy birthday. Oh, you're 50.
50. I know. Half a
Wow.
century. Crazy. Huh?
50.
I know.
You do not look a day over 49.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, hey, that's 364 days I got to give. I'm good.
No, hey, brother. When is your event out at your house?
It'll be in June. It'll be like, I'll send you the dates. It'll be like third week in June or something.
Okay. Yeah,
I'll send you the dates.
I'm actually going to bring the RV. That way I just,
Yep. Just walk into the RV and be done.
Yeah.
once I'm drunk, I can just pass out the RV and be done with it.
There you go.
Right. Well, I got a bottle of wine here. My wife got me a holder for it.
Pop it open, Clint. How
You
are
can see
you?
it.
Let's see.
You see my holder for my
Ooh.
bottle of wine here?
Oh, I love it.
Nice.
Just stick it right in there and we're good to
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
Oh, I have a dirty joke for that one.
I
Just
can't imagine.
right here in my pocket.
Yep. I can't imagine. Here, hold this.
Yeah. Oh man.
No, that'll be
Anyway, we just wanted to jump on, and Lisa, thank you for hosting this.
Yeah, we just wanted to say happy birthday, Clint. Haven't seen you in a
appreciate it.
while, but
I
good
know.
to see you here, and we hope to see you in person
you.
soon.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope to see you this summer. spring,
Yes.
or whatever it is, yeah. Come on up.
We will try. You guys have to come down here. It's
I know,
beautiful
now's
here.
the time.
Yeah.
We were talking about that. We were trying to figure out like the best time to come down and do a meetup down in Florida. And I have something to discuss with Ben and Kelly also.
Yeah, anytime.
So.
It's when it's cold where you guys are, you should come down now. So it's 80, it's sunny.
All
You're
the
so
good
lucky.
stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Hot.
and that includes you and your old man, Randy.
Yeah, I know. Gotta get him
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
I
everybody's
know.
welcome down.
Get him back
We all
on the
need a
road.
tan. I desperately need one, as you guys can see.
Some of us don't tan, so
Dude, Florida, you'd love it down here, Randy. It's like, well, maybe not around us retired folk, you
I'm
know,
not retired.
but like,
Kelly was like, what?
I'm not retired, but this is like a very much a family retiree area. But if you go like into Sarasota and St. Pete, it's a lot more active.
hip,
than
young,
Venice.
yeah.
Hip.
Yeah.
For the Tampa.
Listen, I wish soon.
Yes.
Absolutely. We love all of you guys. Happy birthday. And
Thank you.
we will definitely have to all like get together and just like whether it's in June or whatever.
Well, we're doing the Team Mighty event in April 15th. And
Okay.
I think we're just getting back from vacay then.
are you?
Yeah, we have a 2-week vacay in Dubai and the Maldives, and I think we get back on the 15th.
That's some James Bond stuff.
Wow, interesting. Okay. We might have to go have you guys yeah, well, I'll talk to you guys about it then because it's kind of important for you to be there. So then yeah, then we're gonna do Westwoods in June, the weekend after Father's Day. So and I know Bix and Amy were talking about coming to that one too. So it'd be cool to have like
RVs. We'll have RV parking.
yeah, have the whole crew there.
Nashville on the way back, so I have to work at Nashville.
That's
Kelly's the planner of the family, you can tell. She's already got it all planned out. Oh, I love it.
Well, we love all of you and have a shot for us. Other than that, love you, Lisa. Love
Thank you, guys.
Misty. Love you, Clint.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Talk to you guys soon. Happy
Good night.
birthday.
Thanks for coming.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Have a good evening.
Clint, man, happy birthday!
Hi, happy birthday. I'm going to be saying that to you soon.
I know, only 6 days apart, and your daughter's in
Pretty
between
wild.
us too.
Yeah, my daughter's, I think, is the day after yours.
And Charlie G just had his birthday, and
His was a 6.
Jim Montgomery just had his, or it's coming up. Somebody else. It's like, and my husband's is coming up. My mother's is coming up on the 22nd.
Baby Estrada's was the 6th.
Baby Estrada was born the day before Westwood.
Yep.
It's wild.
I was
So, like-
told. Yeah, my birthday's on the 7th. So
Did
we're
you-
celebrating it today.
Did you like wake up and feel any different?
No.
She wants to say yes.
We're
My
both
life was
entering, like,
changed.
new decades of our lives. You
I
know?
know. It's not really. It's just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's, you know how they say, it's you're as young as you feel. And it's, or as old as you feel, depends, you know, on the perspective of it. But yeah, I mean, I used to think 50-year-olds were ancient and old crusty people, you know, oh, geez, I don't want to get that old, you know, but I mean, now that I'm here, it's like, whatever. No big deal.
It is what it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, Clint. I think you're awesome, and I think
Well, thank
like
you.
you're really
You're
one of
awesome.
the best speakers I watch. I'm not like.
And that's
happy.
a lot coming from you because I see you. You're always well rehearsed. You're on top of your game. So, I mean, I appreciate that. You're awesome too.
No, thank you. You're an inspiration,
Yeah.
man. You know, I've been watching you since the start. You know, you guys have been both a part of my journey since like literally day one. So like, couldn't have like done it without you. But yeah, I really do appreciate you. And I really do think like you're really one of the best speakers out there. And I really want you to do more content too.
I know.
But I know
I
you're like, you know.
His,
I know I'm
routines and
pretty.
stuff.
yeah,
You
you're
gotta pull me out of the, out of the digibug. this. You know, you can go anywhere. Lisa
Like-
does that.
Put you on a stage
Sometimes.
somewhere, you know?
But your videos, you're getting like you are letting your video because for a while there he was only 2 minutes 20 seconds, and those are
Yeah.
great. And I think there's a
I would just
big
do it on Twitter.
market for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Do more.
I know. I need
Take
to-
over, Clint. You can
I
do
know.
it.
Just be a
You're so
monster.
good. And especially with Litecoin too, because like there's
Mhm.
always a need for Litecoin content. And you're like,
There
you
is.
know it inside and out.
Yeah. Well, I want to share that with people because I think about it this way. You know, if someone had told me about Bitcoin in 2010, 2011, and convinced me that, hey, you know, this is a good way to kind of do things. You know, this is a better way of, using money and using your energy and transferring it. If somebody had told me about it and I resonated with it and believed them, maybe I would have gotten into it early. And, look what that would have done. And, I want to do the same thing with Litecoin for people. It's like, I cannot not say something at this point, so I have to. I feel like it's my universal mission that if I don't do it, I'm going to be old and I'm going to have regrets, Lisa. You're asking me about regrets. I would have regrets if I'm not doing what I'm doing right now because I feel like I have to put it out there and give people the opportunity to make a choice on their own, but I have to give them the information that I can give them. So that's what I'm doing.
Period.
Yeah.
I'm a fan. Literally a fan.
Cheers. Cheers.
I need a Westwood hug, man. If you guys have not had a Westwood hug, you're missing out. It's like missing Bitcoin at $10. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. I almost put you to sleep in New Jersey. I think you're just
Oh
like,
my god, yeah. No, literally, I was like, bedtime.
Yep. Where to sleep?
It's true. I need everyone that knows. And then you have your green screen. The guy
I
still
know, I
needs
got
to
green-
see.
I got green screens everywhere. This is a green screen, this is, the bar in the background. And then I have to, just like your toupee in the background flying around, that David Gottstein says the toupee flying.
Oh my god,
Remember that?
Dave, you saw that? David's crazy, bro.
I saw
Yeah.
that. He's pretty funny. I like him. I never met him. I know you've met him. But, oh, yeah, he is. He's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, green screens everywhere, right?
No, really. I guess it's like my bougie metaverse apartment.
Cool. It's just one of my pads, It's just like,
Yeah.
My bougie metaverse. I saw a thing and I sent a message to the guy. I think his name is Lightverse on I keep wiping the screen thinking that there was a bug or something going across
It's
the
a
screen,
spaceship,
but
yeah.
it's your
No, it's the
spaceship.
toupee.
Okay, I'm
It's the
sorry.
toupee.
I was like, what is on the screen? Why is there like a little speck of something? Okay. That really threw me. Now I know what you're talking about. But so he was building. My kid is obsessed with Minecraft and Fortnite, but Minecraft. And then I had some ladies build me a space or gift me a space somewhere on the metaverse. And they were showing me it. I don't know how to take possession of it. So I don't know that it's really mine, but it looks like Minecraft. And it's like you can build, I don't know. I don't really understand it because I don't really play video games or whatever, but I was showing my son some of these video games or these screens that this guy was showing, and he's built like a Minecraft metaverse thing on Litecoin in the Omni Light thing.
What?
Yeah. So I sent
And I
him.
didn't know about this?
Yeah, I sent him a.
yeah. what's
Yeah,
up?
I sent him a message to ask him to come on to talk about it and show like what he's building, what he's doing, and all that. He doesn't have like a lot of followers on Twitter, but he's obviously like building stuff, which I love and want to support. I think that like right now is the best time for people to, get your eyes off of number go up and build stuff and build, I am talks about parallel markets or parallel opportunities or parallel systems, so that we can don't let them do 2008 to us again. We know what's happening. The inflation's going up, all of that. The banks are going down. I shared in the Team Mighty layer, which you guys there should be a link in the description to join the Team Mighty layer on Telegram. A friend of mine who actually is a Nigerian prince. I know that sounds crazy, but he really is.
Shut up.
Swear.
How many
Bible.
princes do they have over there?
A lot, maybe. I don't know.
'Cause I know a lot of them.
Well, I just
He
know
has it
this
all the
one.
time.
And he worked for my husband for a long, long time, and he's a great guy. Done a lot for his family, but he sent us all these videos of what was happening at the banks over there. They've turned everybody's money off, and there's these people fighting the people in the bank, you know, taking, like, you know, the things, the metal things with the rope between to make people stand in line. Somebody picks up one of those metal things, starts going at this one guy in the bank. Another man is crying in the bank because they won't give him his money. And then they show another video where there's just rioting in the street because people are just like freaking out about the banks being closed, and they're all just rioting and angry and whatever. And this guy's like all bloody and falls in like this open sewer. And I don't know how quickly people get violent and
Yeah.
animalistic even, and turn on each other when the money goes down. Kind of surprised me.
I saw something about Nigeria actually, like they shut down all the banks and stuff, and like people were breaking, like literally breaking
Yeah.
ATMs, like
Mhm.
Yeah.
opening them and like just taking all the cash out. Even in like other countries, people like they riot, and it's scary, which is why like you have to control your funds. Like it really doesn't matter number go up
Yes.
or number go down. It's like coming down to like money that belongs to you and can't be taken away from you.
Yeah.
Like
100%. That's what people don't understand. To where it's like, if you're a maximalist at any coin, it's like, why are you doing that? We need to have all kinds of coins, anything that you can take possession of and keep, you know, in your possession that you can exchange, and the network works and that blockchain works. I mean, if we don't have a Federal Reserve note, if we don't have a system that works, you're gonna want anything you can get your hands on. I mean, it'll come down to hoarding eggs. It'll come down to, you know, anything that you use on a daily basis will become
Mhm.
money. So
Right.
why not be ahead of the game and have the money that, you know how much, you're sending. It's like, hey, I'll send you, one Litecoin for all this, and you know the value of it. I mean, you get some rotten eggs or something, you get home and you crack them open. Somebody gives you some fake gold or silver. You don't know. I mean, can you test it? I mean, you have the testing equipment.
What's
If
funny
somebody's
to
trying
me is,
barter with you,
remember
I mean,
when Cliff said that crypto would be like the rabbit hole or the education of the financial system to people? And you're
has
seeing,
been for me in a lot of ways.
well, and I always thought it was going to be because crypto was going to be so great and go up and people were going to be made wealthy from crypto, that other people would just leave the fiat system. But I think it's because the fiat system is seeing its destruction that people are just exiting to the life ramp. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
The
you get a
lifeboats.
lifeboat.
And the and when I think about the people in Nigeria, even, like, they thought they had their money. They found out real quick it wasn't their money because they didn't have their keys. They didn't have their coins. Johnny!
Johnny,
Hey, what's going on, guys? Johnny Litecoin here.
Hey,
How's it
what's
going?
how you doing? All right.
How you doing? I'm doing good.
Speaking of two Johnnies, I thought we had double Johnny going on there for a
We had
minute.
double Johnny shots.
Hmm.
I can't smoke weed in my house. I don't smoke cigars. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all right. That's
Smoking
funny.
in the
That
metaverse.
one day you were like, does Johnny smoke? Lisa's like, I don't think he smokes.
No.
Well, you just got to be more specific.
It's not healthy enough. Yeah. Weed, yes, he would smoke, but not
Yeah,
cigars.
not the cigars.
I actually cut way back. I'm only using a little bit for the time being.
Medicinal purposes only.
It's on a cleanse.
Yeah.
I'm down to like one hit a day on like the vape pen. That's like
Wow.
95% reduction from what I was doing.
Yeah, but that one hit, I've seen somebody take one hit off of that, and it put them to sleep. That's
Those vape
powerful.
pens, they're strong. They're strong with vape pens. Yeah.
oh
Crazy.
guys, I actually have to hop off. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
But I do have to
This
run.
is
So
fine.
thanks-
Is it me?
thanks
Is it
for
me?
asking.
Keep up the
No,
great
absolutely
content.
not. I miss you. Tell your daughter I said hello.
I will. She misses you. Let's meet up soon. We'll do a Jersey meetup.
Yes, that would be
Oh,
great.
Lisa says,
We'll do
I
a
miss you guys.
Mystique Crypto / Johnny Litecoin meetup.
Yes, and
How
then
awesome
Nana
would that
has
be?
to come too, and she has to bring eggs again, so I can have some real good eggs that are like for real, like
Yes.
actual real eggs. I don't know what's going on here.
She
Well,
might
this
get
is
robbed now for the eggs, so we gotta keep it on the hunt. That's like driving around with bars of gold.
I know, but listen, Nana's got the goods. So thank you though. Thank you guys.
All right, love you. Thanks for
Much love.
joining.
Happy
Thank
early
you.
birthday to your daughter too.
Oh,
Bye.
thank you so much.
Later.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so part of the reason is I'm sending them to the wrong people because I sent it to Amy Weir and Bix is texting me going, "Where's the link?" I'm
Son
like,
of a
ask
bitch.
your wife.
I'm like, I thought Bix was gonna be on.
He
and,
he is.
look,
He's
now I'm
trying.
outta here.
Lisa, we have the orb behind us.
I know. Look, Johnny, it's an
Yeah.
orb. It's a black
The orb.
spirit behind you, and then that's where we know we're getting old. Like our eyes aren't working so good anymore. Westwood, did you see Johnny and I's show
I
where
did, I saw
I
that.
thought
And
he
was
had-
in the chat. I'm like, hey, stand in front of it. Move the
Oh, that
camera.
was you that said move.
Yeah.
See?
Do something different.
Like, if I look right behind my shoulder, it's not even close. It's just how it pans out, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're like, there ain't nothing back there. What are you talking about?
that was like, whoa, I was like, what's going on?
Oh my gosh, too funny. Yeah, and some of my invites bounced back because I'm sure they have Samsung phones. And I can't send to Samsung from my Mac.
Really?
hmm
Oh, wow. Okay.
No connection.
Oh, because it's probably because you're set. Yeah, I got you. Because
Look
you're
at that
using the
fully
iCloud.
cleansed man there.
Fixed.
That
Not
juice
talking to me.
and that
He's
juiced
looking-
up
he's
man.
looking young.
Oh, he can't hear, he says.
Look at this guy.
Look on your bottom left of your Zoom screen, and there should be like speaker options.
Got it. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
He's on the road.
Hang on.
On the road to Ruta.
He's on the road to Ruta.
Happy birthday, Mr. Westwood.
Thank you. Thank you, Bix.
Do you guys have an echo for me?
No.
No?
Okay.
Good.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm running away from home this weekend or tonight, going to a buddy's house. So I said, hell, I'm just gonna take the RV.
Perfect.
Nice.
So I just wanted to chime in and say, Mr. Westwood, you are the man, the myth, the legend, a god amongst men. You've taught so many of our friends and family what Litecoin is and how it can change the world. You've taught me a ton about that really, really special coin, Litecoin, and I just want to say thank you and happy 21st birthday.
Oh,
I know. I'm having my first drink.
There you
Love
go.
it.
Nice.
This
Love
is
it.
your first drink?
This is my first. Well, it's my first drink of today.
it's also his first lie ever, if you believe that.
Hey, this drink. This is a special drink. I only drink this out on special occasions, and I haven't had any of this.
Is that the
So I've been-
absinthe?
No, this is older than I am. The Scotch.
Oh,
It's actually a year older than I am. It's 1972. It's been in the bottle.
It
So
looked
I
like
mean,
Scotch from how you were holding people.
yeah, it's really good
Like,
stuff. It's from Glenlivet, and it's like 51 years old now.
oh God, that's
Yeah.
what my grandmother used to drink, Glenlivet.
Oh, this stuff is so good. That's why I got to savor it because I'll never get another bottle of it. And so it's just every once in a while. I got to make this last my whole life.
I'm not a Scotch drinker, Westwood. So what constitutes a good Scotch? Is it smooth? Like, what's the?
No
a lot of
hangover.
good flavors in it, and it's got a good aroma. And I tend to like this because they got different regions in Scotland where they produce the stuff. I tend to like the stuff on the island of Islay. It's like Islay is how it's spelled, but it's really peaty and salty, like a campfire, because they cut that dirt because the ocean hits it, the salt water.
Sounds
they'll-
disgusting.
When they distill, yeah, I know it smells
Tastes
a
like
campfire.
dirt.
I mean, it really does. It's like, drinking a campfire, smoke smell.
Mhm.
So I really like that stuff. But I mean, it just depends. It's got pretty good flavors, and I don't even drink it straight. And I like things that are a little rough,
That's like,
Irish Scotch.
that's like Sumatra coffee. It's like
Yeah.
it's
I
very
love
like
that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yep. I like that stuff too. I like the raw cacao beans. From chocolate, that comes, that's how you make chocolate, the cacao beans. I'll eat them raw.
I just
They're really
ate
good.
dark chocolate before, but I do stuff that's at a 86% cut. I mean, that's dark.
Okay. Yeah,
So like-
this is 100% bean
Yeah.
that I chew on. So I
I
like
give
those.
people like sometimes people can I have a piece and they eat it, but like it's bitter. I'm like, yeah, but it's really low in like chocolate. Dark
Chocolate.
chocolate's actually healthy.
Hey!
Chocolate.
Why are you guys talking about chocolate while I'm
Bix is on the
juice cleanse?
cleanse.
Everyone in the comments is like, "Oh, skinny Bix. Bix looks
I know,
15
look
years
at
younger." Somebody said you're their hero. Like you're getting all kinds of love in the chat.
21 pounds.
Holy cow!
You're
That
looking
is so
good,
awesome.
Vic. You're looking great. Your face looks young. Your skin looks good. Looking chiseled.
He's like, yes, more compliments.
Well, when you pull back from it, with all that weight, anyway,
Ah,
that's as low
Yeah,
as I'll
it's
take it. No more.
Hey, Lisa, are you still on it?
I'm moderately compliant. Is that a
Okay.
category?
Breaking the rules.
Once we went to all juice, like I was really trying, I was doing really good, and I learned a lot. Like I tripped and fell a lot. Amy was a huge help with the cleanse because she just has so much knowledge. You can go to her website and check out things, and then she's got the Telegram. So like if you're at the grocery store, like I could literally take pictures. Like there's this juicing lady at my little bougie grocery store close by, and they have a whole wall. I found out what day they do the like fresh juice. But then there's another wall that's cold. And Amy said, look for cold pressed, nothing pasteurized, and watch for, there was a couple other hints. And there are people that are, really into that raw food or juicing or active kind of, with a lot of knowledge in the community too. And so there's always somebody like either on or close by that can like respond and kind of help you out, which is really cool too. So
Don't you have a juicer?
no,
Do you not have a juicer?
I have. So that's my other thing
Oh,
that
yeah.
has been
It's a bottle of Tito's.
a challenge. That's the other. Well,
How do you go juice week without a juicer?
you buy it.
That's why it all broke down, Bix.
And I was
I
doing,
was gonna say.
and I was making the wrong choices with my blood sugar. Like Amy gave me a lot of good information about that too, about like how to sip it and don't give yourself like a big sugar rush thing. Cause I did that one day. And anyway, she has a lot of great information and people can be a lot more successful. So I'm definitely having a lot of juice, but I'm also having an occasional cocktail and
There you
a
go.
salad here and there. So,
Well, I have it easy though. I mean, I have a live-in
right.
chef who knows exactly what she's
Yeah.
doing.
Meanwhile,
She's cooking for herself, and she gives me a little glass of whatever she's doing. All
yeah. Well, so my husband has gotten this on this kick of following this guy, Chef Pierre, this little Italian, half French, but he says he's 100% American now. And he, because of the great infection, had to close down like his school. And so he went online. He now has just surpassed 1 million followers. He's hilarious. He
Oh my
says
God.
the number 17 all the time.
Nice.
And he's hilarious. But everything that he makes is like, oh, and the butter, and a little more butter, and a little more butter, and the cream sauce, and then the pasta, and this. And I'm like, okay, and he's making all these delicious wine sauces. I mean, my son now, my 12-year-old's favorite thing to eat is steak with what is it? Wine reduction, mushroom, I don't know, something. And I'm just like,
Oh, nice.
12-year-olds shouldn't be eating like that, nor should I every night. So anyway, it's very challenging to have the house smell so good and somebody cooking cream sauces and pasta. And
I'm a big fan of butter. Personally, I think butter is healthy.
it is.
Because there's the big thing against seed oil. So they took us away from butter. They put us on margarine, and they load the crap with these seed oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, all this shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the rate of heart disease has skyrocketed since they've introduced seed oils in food. And back when people were just eating milk, eggs, and butter, there was virtually like no heart disease. So it's
there was a lawsuit
I
with
go at night and take a teaspoon out of the thing and eat it.
oh wow.
It's low carb. You're not getting the carbs at night. You're not getting the seed oils. You're not getting anything else. You're getting your butter fix.
It's healthy fat for your brain.
Well, you need it. The brain's
yeah.
all what, 75% fat, 70% fat? I don't know, something like that. You got to feed it.
You got
Good fat.
pick too. Eggs are, you know,
Oh, high roller here.
another thing they took away from us. They got everyone eating egg whites, don't eat the yolk. This whole game about cholesterol's bad for you, but then come to find out, cholesterol is the building block of testosterone. They got everyone on statin medications. It's like,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
how much can these people get us? You know, it's,
Yeah, when the side effects are worse than the what's that saying about the whatever's
The cure is worse than the disease.
yeah.
yeah.
So
But that's the plan. Keep you living on life support so they keep taking your energy and, vampiring you.
yeah, so there's a couple more people joining. I want to say hi to Daddy O and Polly P, but I want to start like a little round table of memories with Westwood, or your favorite, if anybody has a favorite memory or story with Westwood from our travels
start.
and meetups.
I'll start because I gotta go soon.
Okay,
All right.
Bix, you start.
I'm gonna go grab a drink and be back up. I want to thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Ages, everybody.
I'm gonna have to pull over for this one. My favorite times with Westwood is when we do live shows. First of all, he's a beast of a man. So getting him up on stage with me, I try to give him a hug. My arms get about halfway around, which is wonderful, and we drink together so well. But when he gets up on that stage at a meetup or whatever it is, and starts talking about Litecoin and the need for something as a currency to be used other than the fiat money, I am just, every time I'm in awe of him. And anytime he wants to join the Road to Ruta, give me a call. We'll throw him in the back of our RV and bring you on the road.
Awesome.
Hey,
That is quite.
you know what though? You're the guy that was coining that song. What was it? Litecoin is the right coin as a means of exchange, and you always said it that when this thing falls apart, you're going to need something that works. And
It's
you know,
true.
Litecoin works. It is true, and I mean we're seeing it. You know, when the banks start collapsing, you're going to need something that you don't have to verify. It's trustless. You can send it. You don't have to. I love silver, but the thing is, somebody brings you a bar of silver and says, "Hey, I need this bar of silver." You know, in a collapse situation, how do you know if it's real? There's going to be counterfeit stuff. I mean, with Litecoin, the network verifies it, and that's why I love it so much.
We did a reading on Charlie Lee, Jenny and I, just last weekend. I just posted it, and she sees some really big things coming, kind of out of the blue for Litecoin. And I was like, holy shit, I'm ready. Bring it on.
I hear you. That's it. Let's check those freedom
Well,
boxes.
once the privacy thing, yeah.
There's going to be, it was supposed to drop by now, but it'll probably be releasing soon. There's a new wallet coming out. And it's going to have in there, it's going to be a Litecoin Lightning wallet. It's going to give you the ability to do a cross-chain atomic swap between Bitcoin and Litecoin. And that was always kind of like the promise. So I always said that in the future, Bitcoin maxis, they're going to sweat Litecoin because it's going to be the only way legally to get KYC-free Bitcoin in a legal manner. So what do I mean by that? If you go meet up with some guy at a McDonald's or Starbucks and try to buy Bitcoin, local Bitcoins, that's illegal. You're actually violating the money transmitter laws. You're violating the anti-money laundering compliance.
What?
They will sue you and arrest you. You're not supposed to sell crypto for that unless you're a money transmitter. So if you do a cross-chain atomic swap, let the code do it. You legally buy your Litecoin legally, and then you let the code do the swap for you. You came out with KYC-free Bitcoin in a legal manner. It's going to be the only way to get your hands on Bitcoin legally without KYC.
Wow.
And I think it gets to a point, and this is just kind of my feeling on it. At some point, you're going to have people say, well, why am I taking my Litecoin and putting it into Bitcoin? Because of what Litecoin does. And I think you're going to have that mental shift at some point and say, whoa, I think I'll just stick with Litecoin. You know what I mean? That's just my feeling.
There's a lot of
Litecoin Litecoin reminds me so much of silver in
Yep.
the silver gold ratio is like 85-1. The Bitcoin Litecoin ratio is beyond out of whack. It should be 4-1. I would say Litecoin's even more useful than Bitcoin, so it probably should be better than 4-1. And what is the ratio right now between Litecoin and Bitcoin?
Right now, it's probably about what, 230, 220?
30.
Yeah.
It was as high as
Imagine.
it was over 400. It was hanging out around 400-1 for a while.
Yeah.
And I was telling everyone it's probably a good time to swap into Litecoin, and then you could swap back into Bitcoin and have way more Bitcoin. We've done math on your show, Lisa, before where I said about starting with one Bitcoin, you could end up with 10 without putting in $1 more just by taking advantage of the ratios at the opportune times.
And that also removes the emotion of the decision because you're just setting a plan or a goal for when you're making those swaps. I'm so curious. I was talking with Reggie Middleton the other day and about this whole idea. So they're like rolling out this thing where, basically they're trying to do what they did with accredited investors, getting rid of, eliminating the opportunity for retail investors to participate or play in their reindeer games. They're also talking about stopping staking with stable coins. And Reggie was saying that was actually a good thing because it could detach and help detach the dirty fiat system from the crypto system, because right now the cryptos can be manipulated because of the use of and the introduction of stable coins, and the derivatives flowing into the stable coins or being affected by the stable coins was the way I was understanding. I'm trying to rephrase. He says it in a much more elegant way, and I hope I'm capturing the thought of what he said. But Bix, I know you were doing a video on that the other day. I'm curious what some of your thoughts are, and Westwood, because I really see Litecoin as being, once we can get rid of like what some people are kind of knee jerk, this is a bad thing. But I go back to the Road to Ruta about the good guys infiltrating the Fed and printing the money to nothing, which sounds terrifying, but like, let it burn.
Yeah.
And it feels like we're right there.
You got to rip the Band-Aid off at some point. And I feel like
I'm ready.
Me
Yeah,
too.
bring it.
because it's you keep kicking the can down the road, the problem gets worse. And then at some point, it's like, well, what do you want? Worse for your kids, worse for, at some point, you got to just say, tear it off and let's start with a new system. I did a video about this today I talked about Operation Choke Point 2.0. I was kind of yelling in the video.
Oh, really?
And I just said that
No.
This is why we were screaming for years about why Litecoin is a good solution. Because these freaking Bitcoin maximalist pieces of crap told everyone, use your credit card and Bitcoin is a store of value. You don't need anything else, this and that. And I kept saying, no, you don't know what they're doing to us. We needed alternative solutions that work. And now they're sitting there kicking and screaming because they can't get bank accounts. I said, of course these companies can't get bank accounts. They're not gonna stop banking in crypto completely. They'll let the companies that they're in bed with have the on ramps and off ramps. But for most people, they're not gonna do it. That's why we could have had a Litecoin app in all this payment software years ago. They, the bad guys, won't prove it, won't let it happen. Even a lot of products, I could have been involved with developing them. I said, I'm not playing that game with the regulators and all that, because I know what's going to happen. I'm not in Litecoin for that reason. I work in the credit card system. There's my stress and deal with all those idiots. Litecoin's like the freedom aspect. So I kind of did the video yelling, just basically saying this is why we need these alternative solutions at work, because it's us versus them right now, and it's they're not going to make it easy for us. We need all hands on deck. We need more than just Litecoin. We need other cryptos that are good too, but we need it all in conjunction to work work with Bitcoin. I think we need Lightning Network strong. We need all this stuff, all the tools we can get. It's very important.
Well, and back to the Nigerian prince videos, it's the only way to win this war without blood. It's the only way for us to secure our freedom without physical violence, I believe.
I think we'd run head on into physical violence if the cryptos ran away with the system. I think the bankers, this is just starting. For what, 13 years or so, we've been dealing with this, with the bankers saying, "Oh no, it'll never work." We've gone through all the stages of death, with anger, denial, depression, etc. All that. We're getting to the anger part. They're going to pull out all the stops. They're going to stop redeeming, having any banking be able to deal in crypto before it's all over. And I think that'll be interesting. Brian Armstrong comes out and says Gary Gensler's going after staking. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. He's not going after staking. He's going after the cons that were set up in staking, yield farming and all that bullshit. That's what he's going after. But it's incremental. Will he go after staking after that? If he disallowed staking, which I don't think he can, but in the United States would lose instantly. Staking, the staking coins and those kind of micro economies that are built like on Theta or on any other of the staking coins or anything on Ethereum. These are companies building the infrastructure of what the digital future is going to look like. If you make it illegal for staking, first of all, as far as environmental, you're going to kick the shit out of all the environmentalists because staking doesn't take anything environmental, practically anything. You only got a few people who are approving the transactions. And you can make it safe with something like Theta that has the validators that approve the transactions with speed, and then the guardians that back it up and say, okay, this is right or wrong. Gensler knows this. He knows all this stuff. The U.S. government colluded to every single time there was a crash in the cryptos. It was the U.S. government that took down Mt. Gox. It was the U.S. government that got the trustee of the Japanese Mt. Gox trustee to sell all their Bitcoin that they had in 2017. And it was Gary Gensler who allowed all these crazy, get 30% yield, and FTX grew up because Gary Gensler, that's what they wanted. They wanted everybody to get in that shit. And then they pulled the plug on it, and they're watching the other major crash. What's going to be next for Gary Gensler? They're gonna allow cryptos to raise, and Bitcoin will get to $150,000, and then he's going to invent another way to crash it. We need to remove Gary Gensler is what we need to do. We need no SEC at all, and you can do that with something very easy.
He said in a video yesterday, he did say not your keys, not your crypto, which I found very interesting. That it's almost like they're going after the centralized platforms, which that's not staking. You're staking on Binance or these other exchanges. You're lending to them. They're telling you you're staking. They're lending that crypto back out. So, you're right. They can't get rid of staking on the protocol level. You do it in you stake in like Atomic Wallet or Exodus. You're staking like Cosmos or any of these coins. Like, they can't get rid of that. But they could really clamp down on the on-ramps and off-ramps. And I just think it's laughable because, you got maximalists complaining now. And it's just kind of like, yeah, well, this is the point of everything we've been talking about. And you guys fought us tooth and nail and said, we don't need anything else. We need this Bitcoin. Buy it on an exchange. Use your credit card. Because I always said, well, what about for payments? And they said, oh, use your credit card. That works fine. And I'm a payment processor. I make money off of it. But I'm realistic with people about the risk involved. If any one of my clients says to me, am I safe taking a credit card payment? I tell them, no, you're not. Now, they all have to take credit card payments because it's how people want to pay. But I've never, ever told anybody, and people get mad at me. They say, you're selling something, you can't back it up. I say, I'm selling payments, and the systems offer different ways to pay. You can pay with cash. I show people how to put a Litecoin payment button in. I'm like, it's just that credit cards are the preferred means of exchange right now. It does not mean that they're safe in any way, shape, or form. It's just how people choose to pay. So I can't be more straight with people. When people get really mad, they're like, no. And the best thing is that people will cite the laws of the U.S. government. And I say the laws of the U.S. government are irrelevant when you talk about the banking sector. They operate on their own set of rules and laws that are outside of the U.S. government. Things like Operation Choke Point that just supersedes any law that ever takes place. They never got rid of Choke Point in the first place. Even though Trump said it was gone, the banks still followed it to a T. Now they're ramping it up and making it worse. That's why marijuana companies can't have banking. That's why they run after firearms people. They go after anything they want. That's why they could anytime you use any banking product, they can hold your funds for 180 days. And this is what people don't realize. They could go into your account, take money out, money that you didn't even process through that service in the first place, just because they feel like it. And I've seen them do this before. The most egregious thing I've seen was they decided that they had a bug up their ass about the word technical, the word tech. And any business that had the word technical in it, they held their funds for 180 days because they had a lot of fraud going on with companies that had the word technical in the name. So they just did a blanket thing across the board and said, anybody with the word technical, we're holding your funds. Now, some of these companies were beyond legit. They offered a legit service. One of them in particular, I remember, offered support for a medical software, and they had like 60 grand held for 180 days. And I had to explain to them, well, it's because they had a lot of fraud of other companies with the word tech in the name. They decided to blanket everybody. So, people get really afraid though, because they'll act big and tough. The banks throw around these words like money laundering in different words, and people fold like a deck of cards. They just, as soon as they hear the word money laundering, the bank tells them that, they go away and they stop complaining or doing what they were going to do.
I want to address this too. Phil C says the only thing Gensler is protecting us from is making money. Not only that, he's stifling innovation in America, which is actually an offense, a federal offense in the Hobbs Act. Is it the Hobbs Act? But it's not just Gensler. We have to remember who was, and you guys know I love Trump, but whose administration and who was in charge when they went after Reggie, when they went after XRP. This is no longer a red and blue thing, a Republican versus Democrat thing. We all know, I think, this is a Jekyll Island thing. This is the elites, the cabal versus we the people. And that's where we've got to get to, is understanding that it doesn't make sense to stifle innovation in America and run it all out to China. I heard a thing today that we are like some ungodly number of stupid in our children for math right now. And who's number one? China, and Russia right behind them. And where the brain suck will happen is the smart minds, the intelligent minds will go to those countries, and generationally that's their long-term game. And that's what we have to be looking at. And that's what we have to fight for, is keeping our IP here. And the other thing is, I'm learning more and more about IP with being involved with the Veritasium DAO and Reggie and all that. China, no individual owns their IP. It is owned by the dictator. the communist, because it's a communist country. So whatever an individual creates there, they don't own their own intellectual property. Another reason that America is such a great place, and it is the land of opportunity, and people want to be here, and we don't have anywhere to go, and we need to fight for what we have here. And I don't know, I just go back to that, like we can't even think so in such minutia of Gary Gensler. And don't get distracted with a name. There was a hearing this week about the weaponization of government against its own people. And Bix talks about this on his show. On the $100 bill, there's an answer for it, written in gold.
I would say with the Gensler thing, I mean, I like to throw Gensler out there because he is by far the number one guy that the bankers and the criminals in Congress go to.
Currently.
Rigging for understanding it. He taught it at MIT.
Yeah.
He's the point man for any time they have an operation.
He's running point, exactly.
Right. Currently.
For the banking industrial complex.
But it's so much bigger than that. I'm not saying not to. I mean, he can lead them all to the gallows for all I care, but he can be first in line. But I'm just saying there's a long line behind that.
So you're saying it's one big vampire casino. And as long
Bye,
as they're
Bix.
playing with their poker chips, we're gonna lose.
Yes.
Excellent.
We're gonna win.
We're gonna win. No, we are winning.
We've already won. That's
I
the
gotta
thing.
go.
We just
Happy
gotta make sure everybody
birthday,
knows
Clint.
it. All right, thanks,
Happy
Bix.
birthday. I gotta go before I crash.
All right.
Happy birthday.
Drive safe. Thanks for coming.
Lisa, you brought up a good point, though. There's nowhere else to go. So we have to fight this on domestic
Here.
soil. I mean, it's not like, like back in the day, people like, you want freedom, you escape to Canada. I mean, we saw how awful Canada is, how awful Australia is, how awful these other countries are. So we are the land of the free. It's the good guys versus the bad guys. We have very dark forces trying to take over the U.S., but we also have good people fighting for
Yes.
us. And this is where I said last week, I was talking about a CBDC. I'm not throwing it away that it would necessarily be all bad, because if the good guys have their way, we could have a central bank digital currency with privacy built in. It might actually, if they did it the right way, wouldn't be so bad. It's just that we fear that they're going to do it the wrong way and use it as a means, a control mechanism over our lives. If you give like people like Bill Gates and these maniacs their way, they're going to want to do it to where the money expires. You can't buy meat. You can't buy this. You can't buy beer. You can't go in. You can't. It's going to cost you more than you because we don't like you or you're. So I have faith that the good guys will prevail. It's just we're in a big fight right now, and it's scary, and it's just it's going to take time. We're going to weed out a lot of years of bad that they've done to us and manipulated us, and at least there's more people that are awake. The problem is they're putting people to sleep so much with things like TikTok, social media.
They just banned that in Texas. TikTok.
Yeah, good.
Mhm.
That's toxic, but it's even out convenience. We're all being put to sleep by convenience, and it's just like people want things so now, so quick, so easy, and I see that with payments. 20 years ago, I worked at a GNC in a mall. It was in a really bad area. And I remember at night, I would have to bring cash to the bank and do a bank drop. It was always dangerous. I was like, this is dangerous. People know I'm doing this. Like, I could get robbed. Somebody told me then you could push a button and transfer the value.
Mm-hmm.
I was, oh my God, that's great. Nowadays, unless some stuff is so in front of people, if you tell them, oh, you got to go to this other thing and push the button, like, no, I want to push it in this thing. No, can you go to this other screen and push the button? No. just because they became so accustomed to everything being so super easy that anything that takes any bit of thinking or a little bit harder, they don't want to do it. Where we got so far away from things that were manual. You know, cash was manual. You have to count it. And I even argue with people with accepting Litecoin. They're like, yeah, but I try to get people to accept Litecoin, use it as a currency. Where I say, let it come into your private wallet, verify it yourself. No, I want the machine to verify it. Then we got to get the banking industrial complex involved. We got to get the bad guys involved. You use it as a currency, you're involved, right? But people are like, no, I don't want to have to think. People tell me that all the time. I don't want to have to think. And I say, what do you do when you get cash? Do you go up and count it, or you just, oh yeah, that's cash. It's different. Why is it different? It's just because people are used to cash and to count it. So when things are digital, they don't want to have to think. That's what scares me, is that people, they don't want to have to think. And even when you put it in their face, but no, I don't want to have to think. I don't want to have to think. And it's like, well, some thinking, critical thinking sometimes is good. And that's, again.
But they want us not asking questions. That just goes back to the, and I want to get Polly P and Daddy O to start chiming in here and get some of their memories with Westwood here for sure. But when those kids today with the homeschool were like, that didn't look like an earthquake, because they're taught to be critical thinkers, where we've been taught to be Google vomiters in indoctrination camps and school. So Polly and Daddy-O, thanks for joining us. And tell us one of your favorite memories with Westwood.
Well, I'm glad you got to see me drink 3 beers. The first memory is, I remember he had this big ass bag of cigars, like a gallon size bag of cigars down in Tampa. And I was like, he's got this big bag of cigars. He's like, yeah, get one. And I was like, give me one. I don't know which one to get, but I had this big bag of cigars. That was the first memory of one-to-one interaction.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Westwood's a good guy. He really is. He's a big old boy. If he hugs you, you're gonna feel it.
And the same on screen as off.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he's a genuine person, no doubt. No doubt.
I appreciate that. No, I do, and that's just it. I just want people to share in the moment, share in life, and that's why I'm like, hey, have a cigar here. Let's have some fun. Let's get back to real stuff. They want to transport us into this virtual world to where we're not engaged, and we don't think we can get engaged. We don't think we can make a difference. We're just watching on the screen happen. Well, let's just be real like it used to be. Let's have some drinks at the bar. Let's have a cigar. Let's talk about everything. Let's talk about the family. Let's see what they're doing, what they're up to, and let's just be real human beings rather than what they want to make us, which is nothing but slaves to virtual slaves, avatars in this matrix. Forget that. And that's the thing. We can do that on a daily level, on a daily basis. We don't have to go along with it. We can unplug and we can, do the things we want to do, and that shapes the world. I mean, I use the example of, if you're in a world of darkness and you light one match, you see how much that diffuses the darkness, just one match. I mean, all that darkness that they try and put on you. And look at the things they're doing to us. They're trying to kill us. They're poisoning us. The water, the air, the sticking stuff in us, and pills and medical industrial complex, all this stuff. Yet we still are surviving. I mean, they're trying to kill us at every level, and they still can't do it. I mean, all that darkness and just that one little match, boom, we light it up and somebody sees it and they're like, oh shoot, I can come out of this darkness. I can come out of the darkness. And pretty soon, everybody's lighting matches, and it's like a big old concert. We're all celebrating because they took down the vampires. And that's just what it is. And so it's just, I want to be as real as I possibly can. I just want to be who I am. And I don't care if I'm flawed, I'm a sinner, I got a whole bottle bag full of sins. It doesn't matter. Forgive yourself, move on, and make the world a better place, leave it better than you found it. That's what it comes down to.
I got to roll, you guys, but Westwood, I want to thank you for your story that you tell about selling a car on the weekend is such a, I retell that story constantly, and you really implanted that in my mind. And it's such a good reason for why Litecoin, because it's a real thing. A lot of people sold the car privately, and you got to deal with the cashier's check, the bank check. And what if it's a weekend? And how do you do it? And literally,
Because it usually is a weekend.
how do you do it? How do you do it if it's at night? You know what I mean? And that story is just an unbelievable story. I love that you brought that to me. You brought that to the community. And my favorite time I've had with Westwood, though, was probably in Philly. We stayed in that house. And that's when I fell down the steps, that spiral staircase.
Oh, my God.
Bill. And I was drunk as a skunk and fell down.
We're always educating.
That was the best thing, because here's what happened. I was there, and it's like 2 a.m. when the conference is over and we're hanging out. I'm eating, drinking, sitting at the table. I think Paulie was up, and I hear it. Mitch might have been up, and I hear this. That staircase was dangerous. I mean, it was just like straight up. It's bad. I mean, steep, and I hear this boom. We're like, oh, shoot. And so I go, look, you all right? And he's like, Johnny's like, I think I said it. I said, can you do a push-up? And he gets on the floor and he starts doing push-ups. Like, yeah. He says, I'm good.
That's my mark. Push-ups, I'm all right. That was great times. We'll have more great times again soon, though.
Absolutely.
Happy birthday, my man. You're good.
Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate it.
You're a good influence on everybody in the community, and keep up your positive energy. And your videos are great. Just keep educating everybody, and we will win in the end. So
Yes.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Thanks, Johnny.
Thanks,
Thank
Johnny.
you guys.
Take care. Thanks.
Thanks for having me on. Bye, guys.
Yep, I'm about to check out too. Just want to say happy birthday, and
Thank you.
just like you said, the guy you see on YouTube is the same guy. He was sitting next to you in a room by yourself. So he's a good dude, real good dude.
I appreciate it, man. I can't wait to see you again soon, right?
Yeah, man, it will be soon. I
Okay.
promise.
All right. We'll see you.
Yeah.
Go
Take
Gamecocks.
care.
Go Gamecocks.
Baseball season starts next week.
Yeah.
Ah,
We'll see you,
Bye,
buddy.
y'all.
bye.
Bye, y'all. Take care.
Blind Dave, thanks for joining us. And Polly P,
Hey,
we want to hear
listen,
a
guys.
story too.
Cheers. Happy birthday, Clint.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. He's got the real green screen behind him.
He
You know,
does.
Mr.
Yeah.
Crypto's talking about my green screen. This old boy, look at it. He's got the real green screen.
Yeah, usually I use StreamYard and I can project any image up there.
Right
And
on.
not only that, it works good right now because all the drywall and insulation is missing. So, you know,
He's got a
You
big
have
project
been
going on.
working on that project. Yes. Wow.
yeah, well, yeah, quite a bit. So, I mean, you were asking what advice would you give, as far as within crypto, looking forward, I would say take more profit this next run because I had no idea what I was going to find here. So, I mean, I thought I took way more than enough profit and not even
Never-
close.
It's
And
never enough in this world, man. They just keep trying to bleed you dry. There's always something.
There's got to
There's
be
never enough.
there's got to be an acronym for house or rental property like BOAT. Bust out another 1,000. That's gotta be what it is.
I want friends who own things. I don't want to own anything anymore. I'm tired of it. I just want to be
Well, that's just it. I don't own anything anymore. I own
Right.
no crypto. I
Correct.
own no crypto. I own no rental property.
You broke.
No duplex, none of that. All of my assets are now held under trust.
Yep.
So it was
And
quite
that's
the
it.
lesson I had to
They're
learn.
not yours.
That's it.
Yeah.
I remember an interview with John McAfee, and they asked him something about a
Anywhere.
question. How much Bitcoin do you have? And he said, "Well, I don't have anything," because he doesn't physically own it. See, he understood the game. You've got to have it in a trust. You got to have it in a corporation. You got to have it in something else that you control. What do you think, Bill Gates? Look at Warren Buffett. He gets paid. At one time they said he gets paid $50,000 a year. That's all Warren Buffett makes. And why is that? He's a multi-billionaire, right? Well, technically, no. He's got access to all the billions. He's got access to all the helicopters. He can control it all. But He's not the owner in name
Mhm.
because that's what they do. See, they go after you in name. That's why they want your name on the title. Everybody thinks that's the American dream. I own my own house. Well, you got a liability that they can steal at any point. So
There,
you got to separate yourself from that system and understand the system. They get on Trump. He didn't pay any taxes. Well, it's because he understands the game. None of the other people pay taxes either. They say they do, but they don't. See, it's all a big game. It's a big matrix.
Amy, can you
theater.
hear us
It's a
okay?
Vampire casino. That's all it is. All right, I'm done.
I'm going to make sure Amy, I'm going to do a little sound check, make sure she can hear us okay. Can you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay, I want to make sure.
Look at that beautiful lady.
Thanks for
Hey.
joining us.
Look at that.
Hi,
Hey,
guys.
Vix
How are
isn't
we
with
doing?
her. You know, what you doing this weekend, girl?
I am.
We can go to dinner.
I'm
Well,
coming
you
off
can't
the
eat, though.
She's unbooting.
Yeah.
You're umping?
Unbooting.
Oh, unbooting. I thought you're umping. I'm like, she's out there umpiring stuff.
Bix is going one direction on the road. Amy's unbooting. We got crazy.
Disconnecting from it all.
It's a wild world.
And you know, the beautiful thing right now is that I met all of y'all back in April of 2019. That was my first Bix Weir event, was in Blanco,
It's
Texas.
in Blanco, Texas. Yeah.
And then the
Oh.
next day going to work at Bitcoin Ben's event and volunteering for the DigiByte booth.
Yep, I remember.
That's cool.
Got to meet all of you and so many awesome people within crypto. You know, it's just like Lisa says, it's just my
Our magical internet friends.
magical internet.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I met Dave in real life the first time at Blanco. It was before the event that Vix had the night before. And we're sitting outside waiting for it to open, waiting for the doors to open, waiting for the stars.
And
to
Amy
show up.
was
Yeah,
at the
and
desk
stamp the
working.
ticket. Yes, you stamp the
And I
ticket,
was
you
like,
this,
oh my
that.
God, why is Bix Weir's wife at the front desk? I was like, do you want help with that? Like, I feel bad that you're out there hustling
It's stressful,
tickets.
But Amy handles it. I mean, she's got
Yeah,
skills.
she's
She handles these things.
she's
But yeah, that's when I
amazing.
met Dave for the first time. We had a discussion out there. It was a pretty good time.
There's Polly P,
people.
the rebooter extraordinaire.
Yeah.
He's driving all over the U.S., providing supplies, keeping the supply chain going for everyone, and being healthy, doing the raw food reboot with us.
Hey, what you hauling? Can you drive by here? Should it fall off accidentally or something? I don't know.
What you hauling, Polly?
I actually got a bunch of yogurt.
Hey, is it Greek yogurt or is it that nasty stuff? The little process, you know, with all
All Danny.
the. Okay. Keep on driving.
Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you, Paulie.
Yes. Unfortunately, I
Paulie.
can't stay on much longer. My phone's actually gonna die. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I'm just glad to see your pretty face.
Hey, happy birthday.
Thank you. Yours is coming up soon, right?
It is. It is.
Yeah, big birthday.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right. We'll
All right.
we'll see you
we're
soon.
Looking forward, yes, we're looking forward to getting together with everybody.
Yes, can't wait. Big hugs.
Lots of kisses and hugs.
Yes.
Love you guys.
All right.
love you, Amy. Fam bam
See you.
soon. Polly, so tell us your favorite Westwood story.
Here we go.
This should be good.
Story. Or just the favorite thing you like about me, you know, the good things, not the bad stuff.
There's nothing that comes to mind.
Nothing that
Yeah,
comes
that's
to
right.
mind that you can speak of.
Fucking grab
Probably,
that frickin'.
probably the wildest thing he did was the Rick Astley video.
Ugh.
That really stands
Oh,
out.
yeah.
They got
That's
kicked
why
off
I always
Twitter.
throw
You
that
did,
pic out
yeah.
there. I mean,
forget-
hey, that takes a lot, you know, to go and do what he did there.
You know what? I think it's still on YouTube. They haven't taken it down yet, but they took it
Yeah,
off
it's
Twitter.
still there.
I'll have to
Yeah.
get it and like give a private link or something so nobody, you know, if I put it out publicly, they'll probably copyright.
Make
it
sure
because I
you
had
put
Rick
a link
Astley.
on clintwestwood.net for it so that everybody can see it.
All right, yeah, then they can see it. All right, yeah, go to clintwestwood.net. I'll put that link out there. You can see me doing the Rick roll.
There is
I
a
do
link to
wish that,
clintwestwood.net in the description.
I do wish I had the opportunity to experience the crypto bus and everybody hopping in it. I mean, I
Oh,
watched the videos and everybody
You did
You know,
miss that, didn't you?
when he
Just
had
a
it.
little bit.
looks like everybody had a good time. I'm sorry I missed out and didn't know you all by then. But like I
Well,
said,
that was
you know,
the second
thanks-
time I met
thanks-
you in St. Louis.
Well, that was just prior. I mean, thanks to Bix and Amy, I would have never
Yep.
met any of you.
Isn't that wild to
Really?
think about?
Yeah.
How we
Well,
all
that's
got
what you say,
connected.
Lisa. You know, Bix is kind of the godfather of the whole thing.
Mhm.
Think about it. A lot of it kind of stems back to Bix, you know, bringing a lot of us together, not knowing, but I mean, it did. And Ben,
And
Bix
Ben,
were kind of
if
the
Ben
godfathers.
had not done, so I was in Ben's chat and he was like, hey, I'm getting on the road. I'm starting to do these meetups. And Ben and Bix had an agreement that if one of them called the other and said, hey, I'm doing this thing, I need you to be there. You got my back. I got your back. And they said they would always say yes to each other, which I think is so cool. And Westwood, I feel like you and I have that with each other. And so, and I drag you out and you sometimes kicking and screaming, but you always say yes. And I
But
appreciate that so
ultimately,
much.
Lisa, yeah, we've got that agreement.
Yeah.
She enforces it. She's the enforcer.
Yes. And I was in the chat and Ben was like, hey, where should I go? And I said, come to Oklahoma City. I've got a friend with a restaurant and I'll, you know, do the promotion, whatever, and in my local area. And so they came here and Bix came with them and my mom had been watching them all. And that's where I met a bunch of people for the first time. And then it just kind of went from there and then start, you know, engaging in the live. That's why I think the live chat is such a
It's
powerful, positive thing that's
Yep.
so important. And I wish we had another platform where we had live chat. And I've been talking with the Den Social guys, like really pushing like that we need a freedom platform where we have a live chat where we can, you know, not have the censorship that we have on, you know, who, you know what.
It's called Westwood. See, I kind of saw
There you
this
go.
coming. I really did. I kind of saw this coming in that, you know, at some point, if it goes down a bad, dark road, which I don't think it's going to, because I think we can, you know, we might go through some rough patches, but I think at the end of it, we come out of this darkness and we win. Humanity will win. But, you know, I kind of felt that at some point, you know, it might be difficult to communicate with each other.
Mhm.
And so I wanted to build something here to where we've got that sanctuary. And it's like, hey, let's get together. And there's a place. And I'm hoping other people do that and kind of share that same idea to where we have like the freedom lily pads, you know, and we're all frogs, Pepe frogs hopping from lily pad to lily pad. You know, I got my lily pad here. Let's all show up. And
Or,
you know,
or like
somebody
you
else might
said,
have it.
like you had
Southwood.
said before, like a lighthouse, calling
Exactly.
all
We
of
got a
like-minded
lighthouse, the
people.
lights on, baby, and it's calling the boats home. You know, there's a lot of wandering boats out there, and crypto's done. I can't imagine where I'd be right now without crypto because I understood what was going on early on. I just didn't see a way out. I'm just like, man, this is going to end like blood, and it is just not good. I mean, things are going to crash. I mean, this is going to be a bad situation. And in 2008, it was. We had no option. And Lisa, you talk about it all the time. There was no option. And I think that, you know, if you look back throughout history and you look at the cypherpunks and you look at these people that knew that money needed to exist kind of outside the system,
Mhm.
I think it happened at the right time because I think there are good people working in the government, in these institutions that realize it has to happen.
Did you see the FBI agent crying on the
Yeah.
thing? And she was like, there are 2 FBIs.
Right. And that's it. We have parallel systems. That's what we're living in. We're living in a light system and a dark system, thing that we think is existing, you know, on the surface, but you know, behind the scenes, you've got all these dark players that are funded by all this money that's been created out of nothing. Go ahead, Paulie. What you got?
It might be his background noise.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
think
I
he's
didn't know
saying
if you wanted to
anything.
say something.
Yeah, well, no, I was looking at a steak and seafood joint here, and I'm like, wow, I
Surf
got
and
one
turf.
more day.
He's got
Surf
one
and
more
turf.
day. Paulie's
One
doing
more
so
day.
great on the
Yeah, he's
reboot.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
just gotta wait just a little bit
Well, look-
longer. We're that close.
Well,
Just like Litecoin, we're that close.
I just popped in like everybody else. I got to go lose some more money. I'm here at the Izetta.
You better be in a
Casino.
crypto ATM. You better be
I'm
in a
in-
coin flip.
Yeah, I know. I'm out at the Izetta Resort and Casino in Albuquerque, South Albuquerque.
Well,
You
drive
put the left
safe.
turn and
We
wrong
love you,
turn
Paulie.
Albuquerque.
Thanks for popping in.
All right, brother. Buy
Yeah, I
some
hope I know how to
Litecoin
shut it
before you
off. It
put
took
it
me
in.
long enough to turn it
I'll
off.
kick you off if you need me to.
Buy some Litecoin before you lose your money in the Vampire Casino. That's all I'm saying.
All right, see y'all soon.
All right.
Peace.
Take care.
All right, love you, Paulie.
But yeah, like you were saying, Clint, it's like, there is no other option since 2008. In 2008, yeah, you had metals, which is, where I think
Manipulated all the hell.
I think most of us came
I
from
came
metals.
from the metals because I figured that was the only way out. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get some silver because I can afford silver. Gold, too expensive. I'm going to stack some silver because that's been money outside the governmental systems. If the government collapses, if the monetary system collapses, at least silver, you can take that anywhere and use it, and people will recognize that.
Hey,
you know what's better than Bitcoin and
There he
Litecoin and
is.
silver? What's better than all of that are our magical internet friends that we get to make and say happy birthday to, because we can always get more Bitcoin, silver, and Litecoin, but there's only one Clint. So, man, happy birthday. I had to pop in and say hi.
I love it. Thank
Cheers.
you, brother.
welcome, Divvy Daddy.
It's been a while. It has been a while. Oh my gosh. And I'm my own NFT.
That's very true. You're actually more non-fungible than Bitcoin.
I'm the most non-fungible thing out there, baby.
Yeah,
And we all are.
we all
That's an
are.
important thing to realize. Quit chasing something that we think is going to change the world when we can change the world every day, everything we do, because we are so unique and so magical. I mean, and that's really what it's about. It's magic. I had a professor in college, probably one of the best guys I've ever known. I mean, he retired. He was a professor, a full professor, retired from a college, and he happened to go to Eureka College the year that I started there. And he was an English professor, and he said, one of the things I've learned in life is that never discount the fact that there is magic in the world. And he was a guy that just never grew up. I mean, he just believed in magic. And I mean, I'm talking good magic. There's dark magic, there's good magic.
I was going to
And
say
it is
right now, I
everything.
trust magic more than I trust science.
Absolutely. And that's where we're at. It's just like we're looking. That's why I said, look to yourself. You've got all the answers. They're all inside. Now, you are this crazy magical being that exists. And I mean, all of the things that you can do to influence and affect people and make life better and leave things better. And I mean, it's just, you got to realize the magic that you contain and let that out. And we all fall and we all have our bad days and that kind of stuff, but it doesn't matter. It's just like, there's all of these things, that you think are unique that you can get digitally, Bitcoin, Litecoin, NFTs, all that really doesn't matter. That just gets us to a point where we want to be. And where do we want to be? You got to ask yourself that. Where do we want to be in this life? What kind of life do we want to make it? And if those tools are available to allow us, and they weren't available in 2008, but if they're available now to where we can see the future and say, there is a lighthouse out there. I am a laundering boat. I don't know where to go. And it calls us to meet each other so that we can change the world together. That's even more powerful. Two people come and pray together and, you change the world. I mean, and when you have a group of people who are like-minded, and think of the things you can do. Quit letting those people say that you're weak and you don't have power. Stop. Don't let those vampires tell you how to live. You know how to live. Don't give them energy. Don't give them power. Don't believe in their narrative. I mean, it's just, that's what we have to do. And it's all
You're right, dude.
It's all right here. It's all us.
Spot on.
Just disconnect
Spot on.
from the
I mean,
BS.
well, additionally, what other option is there? I mean, that can scale to meet the demand of society globally. There is none.
Independently in a decentralized way where we choose to give it power. We choose to give it energy. We make the choice to say that, hey, this is energy that I want to use. This is a weapon of economic energy I want to use. We've been raised that the only thing that works is the dollar. And we've been proven time and time again in every war, hey, you don't go with the dollar, we're going to blow you up.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? Stop using it. You stop using it and you just create your own world because you can now. You don't have to use the dollar. You don't have to use that Federal Reserve note. You don't have to use, whatever currency, has some magic picture or some dead leader on it. You don't have to use that stuff. No, you can choose to use whatever you want. It's not one coin, it's any coin. Whatever coin, a Westwood coin, a Dave coin, a Lisa coin, a Daddy coin, it can be whatever coin you want. If we all agree on it, then we're choosing our own path. We're going
Yeah,
the
that's
way
totally
we want to
correct.
go.
usually the way it works is whenever monetary systems change, the way it works is they use whatever the people are currently valuing and utilizing. The only thing that makes Litecoin so valuable, I would even argue that when you say what we are doing is within our control, I don't even care about so much what I'm doing and where I'm going as much as who I'm doing it with. I don't care what I'm going to be having in my life or what 20 years looks like from now. I just want to know that we all have each other's back in 20 years, come hell or high water, come feast or famine. That's what matters to us. So whether we're using Litecoin or Clint coin or silver, I remember the first time I met Lisa, she gave my son a silver coin. And I remember thinking, man, what a failure am I? You know, I'm like not even doing anything for my kids that's tangible. I'm giving them these things that they can't hold. And it opened my eyes. But the reality is I didn't care whether it's silver or Litecoin. I cared that it was Lisa. I cared that it was you. That was, I think, I just keep coming back to the community and how strong we are together. And it doesn't matter what they tell us. The people that we won't want to associate with are the people who are all CBDC heavy. And they're like, oh, it's the way to save the world. We're like, we don't care what you're using. You can use any one of our other 900 coins, but we're not using that one.
Well, and let them play their reindeer games. Like it is
and
about
that's
the
it.
people, because it's about like, let the elite choose their system that they want to control and that they want to be in. And we can, what did Johnny said, let them keep making laws for typewriters. And we can smile and nod at them and agree that they can make as many laws for typewriters as they want. And we're going to go build a new world that we want to be in with our community, that we want to engage in, that have the same like-mindedness of morals and values around freedom and sovereignty and those kind of ideas. And so that it is about community, and it is about like-mindedness and leaving behind the ones that want to enslave us.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I gotta run.
better-
I have to say
okay.
bye to you guys.
Brother,
I
I love you.
Happy
And there ain't nothing better than sitting around a campfire with your best friends, is there?
Heck yeah.
And a little boxioki.
Dude. Hey, we don't want to let everyone in the world know about that. There's only so many sides to that box.
A little boxioki on the side. Yeah.
Have a great day, fam. Love you guys.
Thank you, brother. Have a great
Bye.
Cheers.
Goodness.
But you think about it, in your days, you asked at the beginning of this, Lisa, you said, what regrets do you have?
Mhm.
And the regrets that anybody could have is, what was there, a Stephen Queen movie? I can't think of it. And he's in the desert, and, a voice of God comes to him and says, you are guilty of a wasted life. You haven't done the things that you were supposed to do, that you wanted to do. There's nothing worse than living a life of quiet desperation to where you've got the ability to make a change. You want to make a change, but you don't make the change. You don't take action, even though you want to take it, and you just live desperately. I mean, there's nothing good about that. So you got to get out there and do what you believe in. You got to trust yourself. And who cares if you fail? It doesn't matter, because, at the end of it all, if you can sit around a campfire and, in my case, have a cigar and drink a little bourbon with my great friends, I mean, what are you striving for other than that? I mean, isn't that like heaven on earth, to where you're together and just enjoying life and enjoying each other's time? I mean, you can't put a price on that. All these rich people with all these, their system and their cash and their money, they're just trying to control people so that they don't take their stuff away from them. You know what? They don't have those things. Look at these people in Hollywood, how shallow they are. Look at these rich people, how shallow they are. I mean, really, they're not happy people. They're just not. They're vampires that need to feed off other people. Mm-hmm. And it's like, they don't have what we have. They don't have what we real human beings have. I mean, that's really all it comes down to. Crazy as it is, I love the little dogs. I love the dogs because it's just real stuff. And I know you do too. I mean, your little dogs. I mean, it's just like there's something pure about it.
I'm gonna try
the
to.
purity of real life.
Wait. Oh no. Hold on. Hold on.
Yeah.
I did something wrong. Oh, wait. I think I'm back. Are we back? Okay.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Joshy Lake. Good to see you. Everyone's driving in your family. What's going on?
Everybody's going different directions. It's a diaspora. What is happening? They're trusting themselves and following their own path. That's what we need to do.
absolutely right, man. And Clinton,
I
you've
love-
always been such a inspiration to lead that. I've been tuning in to while you're in your digibug and you're ranting in the mornings and just spitting truth, man. You're just making the world a better place by putting your energy out there, and I love tuning in. So thank you guys. You too, Lisa. You guys are both stellar when it comes to leading the world to a better place, and I aspire to be more like you guys every day.
We
You know what?
love you.
Yeah, I love you, man. I appreciate that because you know what? And, you know, if somebody asks, if somebody comes to me and says, you know, what's the one thing if you could do anything that in this life, what would it be? You know, if we're sitting up in the cosmic bus stop ready to incarnate into this life, and somebody comes to me and says, all right, what do you want to do in this life? You know, what do you want to do? You're going to go down to earth. You're going to become a physical being. You know, what do you want to accomplish? You know, if you have that ability to do that, and somebody asks me, what can I do? You know, what do you want to do? I would say, if I have the ability in this life, in this body, in this avatar to inspire someone to think differently, to lead a better life, to trust themselves, to take a path that, you know, everybody's telling them not to. If I can inspire somebody, that is the most important thing to me. And I mean, it's honorable, and I'm so humble that you say that, you know, you listen, and, you know, it's inspiring someone to take action, you know, for their own benefit. That's the most important thing in the world. I mean, if you can inspire somebody to make a change, to make the life, this world better, I mean, that's winning me.
I couldn't agree more, man. And I mean, just watching you guys in the mornings, and you know, the times that we've met in person, you guys have inspired that in me. And so I'm actually, I think you saw it in the comments on one of your last posts. I'd love to hop on a call with you and Lisa too, and just talk about all this stuff and just keep doing it, because I definitely feel a drive to want to participate in the movement you guys are a huge part of, and to hopefully send that ripple out to, you know, a bigger network that I'm tapped into, and hopefully, you know, ultimately around the whole world. And so if you guys would be down to make some, you know,
Yeah, we encourage everyone. I mean,
Absolutely.
everybody-
I will jump on.
yeah.
You reached out to me and I commented on it back. It's hard, you know, and this stuff. But no, I saw, you know, like 4 weeks ago, you commented on Happy Hour, said, hey, you want to do something, Clint? And I never responded. But then you know, on one of my videos, you made that comment. Yes, absolutely. Let me know. I will come on and, you know, whatever it takes. You have such talent. I mean, that video that you put out, The Road to Ruta, and showing and documenting that and capturing the moment and capturing the spirit of what happened, you know, in that whole, you know, road tour that went on. I mean, you got such ability, such talent that you can take it to the masses. I'm just some guy in a digibug, some guy in a bar. I just get the megaphone out and I start yelling. That's basically what it is. If the camera's not on, I'm doing the same thing. I'm talking to myself. So I'm just proving that I'm not insane by, you know, turning the camera on and talking. You know, so maybe somebody else hears, and that way I'm not insane. But the things that you can do, the things that you can create, you know, the skills you have, the video production skills, all those things, I am honored to be a part of anything that you do. If you want to do a podcast,
oh, dude, no.
do it.
Yeah.
Do it. I'm on.
Thank you for that, man. And I just
I'm
see the
serious.
camera, dude. All I want to, I know I am too, and I just want to continue to like unpack the beauty of all the things that you guys have to say and all the things that you guys want to do in the world. Just as someone who's like been relatively new to the scene, I think I met you guys in 2019 when all that happened. But like just in that time, hearing what you guys have had to say, it's changed my life so much, and I want to continue just to create those conversations and hopefully put them somewhere where someone else can listen and have their life touched as well, the way mine was. So I would love to keep doing that with you guys.
Man, I love it. You know, it takes all of us. You know, we all have our own skills, you know.
And I think it
that's the thing,
encourages
you know.
others too, you
It
know,
does.
because
I mean, when you think you can't do something,
Yeah.
somebody else can do something that you can't do. You know, I can do what I know my wheelhouse. I know my limitations. That's why I kind of stay where I'm at and do what I do. But I know that other people can, you know, maybe showcase that to where I can get my message out. You know, Lisa, you can get your message out.
well, and look at all the
in a
knowledge
bigger
that Dave
platform.
brings to the space. I mean, we can all bring to the space, and that's what I love about crypto is that the more that we do, we all win. It's so much different than the fiat system that there's only so much of the pie to go around. We're all bringing value, and we're bringing value to this to build together. So I
And
encourage anybody.
When we control that pie,
yes.
I mean, they can't create any more of it. See, that's the thing. Hey, I'm a millionaire, baby. I got $1 million. Then they print up, $1 trillion. Like, wait a minute. Why are eggs $20 a freaking dozen now?
Yeah, that's
why am I paying $10 a gallon for gas? Well, my $1 million is going away. The thing is, if you hold something that's finite, a finite resource, and that's where crypto comes in, the solid cryptos, Litecoin. I mean, they can't come in and get it unless they convince you and deceive you and say, hey, we're going to regulate all this stuff. You need to get out of it. It's dangerous. See, they try and deceive you out of it because they understand the power of you having it. They don't have it. They want it. Don't let them have it. Build the ecosystem, use those tools for us so that we can build a better world and bring people into it. And I mean, that's really what it is. It's community. Right. All right.
That's what crypto is. It's beyond just the currency, beyond the technology. It's the community. And people who are still waking up and still just getting involved with the community. I remember when my first Litecoin I ever got was from you, Clint. And it was when we were in that, I think it was the Vegas.
Yeah, in that Airbnb in Vegas.
Yeah, in the Airbnb. And
yeah,
you guys
for the
showed me how
Litecoin
to download a wallet. Yep, and that opened me up so much that I just every day I'm trying to study, and every day I'm listening to you guys, and you helped me so much, and Bix as well. Just opened me up so much to what's really going on, how we can power not having the power that we should have because of the financial system and because of all the other crazy systems that are on top of us, but how we do still have the power to take it back, and through Litecoin, through Bitcoin. I'm wearing my Bitcoin shirt today, actually.
Love it.
We can do it. So
Love it.
you guys honestly just changed my life so much, and I really appreciate all that you do. And happy birthday, brother. I'm so stoked that
Thank you.
You're enjoying your 50 looks great on you, man.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. And here's the thing. This is coming from somebody that lives in California, the left coast. This is somebody talking truth. And look at him. He's on his way to Phoenix right now. He's going to suit up. And he's going to play on Sunday. He's the quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. Look at this guy. He's talking crypto.
Oh, well, I love you guys too.
We
And
love you. Yes.
I'm gonna get back out of here. But
All
I
right.
just wanna
Tell
also
Paigey we
say
said
happy
hi,
birthday,
and we love her.
I absolutely will. I love you guys, and we'll be in touch soon.
Okay.
All right.
Talk to you
Sounds good.
soon.
Hit me up.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye, guys.
That is how we do it. We build family, we build new things, we help, grow the community. That's the stuff that feeds my soul. And that's why the meetups are so important. And I know we're talking about doing the meetup here in Oklahoma City in April.
When is that? Do we have
for
a date
Team
set
Mighty?
on that yet?
Well, I was going to do the 15th, but it's really important that Ben and Kelly are there. So I'm going to have a call with them probably this weekend and see if we need to change the date or if that's going to be okay for them to join us on the 15th or if we need to change the date. So I'll get that confirmed ASAP and so that we can all start making plans. And then the weekend after Father's Day in Illinois.
The landlocked, blue state of Illinois.
So if we push the Team Mighty a little later, we might be able to slip something in before. I don't know.
Lisa's always angling. Always angling.
A little more fam, a little time with the fam.
I know you're getting antsy, aren't you?
Well, I'm wondering if if Southwood, when Southwood's going to be ready.
But as soon as
depending on if you like green screen.
Well, I was just trying to figure out. Okay, so the 15th of what?
April.
Of April, so that's the
That's
day
me.
after my birthday.
Oh.
It's the 14th? Holy cow. You got birthdays abound.
Mia's
Yeah, I was
birthday
a
is-
bicentennial tax baby.
Yes. Mia is mommy's little tax deduction.
Yes.
But yeah, Southwood. I mean, right now I'm waiting to hear back from the attorney. I don't know if we're going to go to mediation with the insurance company or whatnot. I mean, structure alone is $384,000.
Oh my God.
Right. So, and you know,
That's
I mean,
a lot of digibite, brother.
well, dude, I mean, I took profit this cycle through 300 into the property already. And that's why I'm kind of like tapped out. I'm like, I didn't think it was going to take this much. And then Hurricane Ida blew through New Orleans, and, you know, it's just like, now it turned the brick porous. So now that the brick is porous, water's seeping through, causing the insulation drywall to get moist and wet and stink. So I gutted both houses. It's 2 houses. So yeah, I mean, crypto for me was freedom, right? I mean, being disabled, there's no way I could have, what other option did I have? And
Right.
crypto enabled me to retire. I mean, I did well. And so from this, what my goal is now, I mean, is to set up Southwood, you know, where everyone can come in town. We've got a place to stay, whatnot, and other things that I've got kicking in the background. I reserved 50 balcony suites on a cruise ship. So, you know, that's going to be coming available here shortly. I do have a few website names picked out. I've got a web designer and all on that. It will be shared soon.
Soonish.
And they can
Yeah,
watch your
so-
YouTube channel, Blind Dave.
Blind Dave Crypto. And
Crypto
I
to
don't
learn
know
more
why,
about that.
But well, I do. I guess I speak too much truth. You know, like all of y'all.
Oh,
You know, just get shadow banned, and you know, it's just, I don't know. I've got a lot of different moving parts. I got another business venture with the sunglasses, you know, with the logos on them and all that kind of stuff. Then the Airbnb for next door. So that's another business, all under the umbrella of the trust. So it's a lot of moving parts, 2 different attorneys. And yeah, so it's, how'd they say, more money, more problems?
More money, more
They're
problems.
good problems. They're good problems to have.
Uh-huh.
So, you know, if you know, I can help open this up to where we have Westwood, then Southwood, then we have the cruise, and then from the cruise, then be able to open up Mardi Gras here in New Orleans and be able to have our own Bitcoin, Litecoin, Digibyte float. I mean, I think stuff like
cool would
that is how we reach more people than just being on YouTube.
When is
lily pads.
Mardi Gras?
Yeah.
Because that's like around Easter, right?
Mardi Gras is going on right now.
Oh.
Yeah. So Mardi Gras, I think, is the 24th. But yeah, it's already begun. I mean, we have
February?
parades. And you know, Southwood is 2 blocks away from a major parade route here. So it's like, and right in between downtown New Orleans and the airport. Perfect spot. And the port to go to Cozumel on the cruise ship. So trying to work everything out. When will Southwood happen? I don't know. I'm guesstimating 6 months worth of work after either mediation or I think the insurance company is just going to settle without going to trial. So, I mean, it's just too much has been documented for them to deny anything. So,
Ugh, yeah, terrible. Terrible stuff.
Vampire system.
Yeah.
but that was my goal this market cycle through crypto, was to get my house fixed up and to go get a guide dog. So that way I can travel and go do all kinds of crypto events everywhere. So still working on that.
Have you looked
the
at
guide-
any of the organizations that Ben and Kelly donate to for guide dogs?
I don't know. I mean, my retina surgeon and my glaucoma surgeon and my diabetic specialist, they all agree I pass everything. I pass everything for, you know, they have different places through the US. They have a place in New York for guide dogs, another out in California. But I figured to get something closer to my climate would be better. So I've chosen Southeastern guide dogs out of Palmetto, Florida.
What's the cost on something like that?
Actually, it's no charge. I
Oh.
believe they're a nonprofit.
Okay. You just have to
There's
get your
no charge.
your
There's no
home
charge if you qualify.
right. You just
So-
have to get your home in order to be able to bring the dog home.
Well, on top of that, you also need orientation and mobility training with the cane, and I've got years of that now. So it's like, and I show a need because I tend to drift
Oh, okay.
to one side. Like when crossing a street, I'll end up like 2 paces or 3 paces to the left, but usually to the left. So usually if the street is like 20 feet long, I'll end up like 6 feet over to the left. So the
Okay.
dog will help keep me
Just
you
in
know,
straight in line. Yeah.
parallel, yeah.
So what?
Perpendicular to the traffic. I mean, the traffic and all I listen to and I hear the different lanes of traffic and that kind of stuff, but
What's delaying that from happening?
the house.
The house.
Okay. Not only do you have to qualify with all the other things like the orientation and mobility training, then, you're having your ophthalmologist sign off on it, showing a need. You also need the orientation and mobility to go along with that. But your house is another thing. Your house must pass inspection, and it just wouldn't. So, and then crypto hit, 2021 hit. Of course, I couldn't take profit in 2017, but 2021 hit and Theta went wild. I mean, I was part of the Michelle White Dove, investing in Theta at 13 and 8 cents. And so I took profit. I licked my ice cream, like Snippy says. And,
Yeah.
But I took profit into another asset. I didn't take profit for fiat. I mean, the contractors, they don't accept crypto.
Mm-hmm.
So
Interesting. Yeah. So there you are.
Yeah, so that's what it is. I
journey.
mean, with crypto, you got to look at it from the standpoint of, oh my gosh, price go up. I mean, Litecoin. I want to pick your brain just a little bit, Dave, because you're thinking, where your thinking is right now, because we're in February and you've kind of been predicting, a little bit of a run up. But the key is, before we do that, the key is, crypto is that economic weapon, and you got to look at it as, what can it do for me? And if you put it back into Federal Reserve notes, I mean, that's the whole reason why we're in crypto, is because those things are dead. We know those vampire casino chips are dead, and we don't want to be in that. And so, oh my gosh, Litecoin ran up to $1,000. I want to cash it out and put it into cash. Okay, what good does that do you? Because ultimately, the only thing the Federal Reserve note is good for is buying things. And you got to buy it quick because it's getting inflated away. So it's best to realize what assets you need to make your life better. Make a list of those things. And when crypto can put you in that position to check those freedom boxes, you got to do it. I'm 50. It's one of those moments to where you start thinking, okay, what do I really want to do with my life? Do I want to take all this money to the grave? What good's that going to do to me?
Well, my thing is who am I going to leave it to?
Yeah,
I'm in
so
that discussion
say,
right
do
now with
stuff
my
with
mother
it.
because I'm an only child. I have no children, no wife. It's like, who do I leave it to? And
Or you do things with
You
it while
could
you
set
can,
up a
–
trust fund for something for people in your same situation. You could start an organization. You could perpetuate your legacy.
I intend to do later, but those things, those things are going to require like a liquidity pool of like $1 million in order to do the things that I want to do. Just as a liquidity pool. I mean, because like for me to write a smart contract through Digibyte to be able to step in the disability process to where whether it be a child or an adult, say an adult is in a car accident, becomes a paraplegic, quadriplegic, their life has changed instantly and they're now disabled. And it's like, now what? How am I going to put food on the table?
Right.
And after your award letter of Social Security disability, you still have to survive for 6 months of zero income. A lot of people now know what it's like to go 2 months because of the
great infection.
I'm trying to watch my words.
We call it the great infection. Yeah.
Exactly.
So pandemic.
So because of that, a lot of people now know what it's like to go 2 months with zero income. Well, imagine going 6 months with zero income, zero help, and there's nothing and no one out there. I mean, so my goal is I want to write a smart contract, basically a reimbursement smart contract, whereas my trust will then fund an individual after they get the award letter from Social Security. After your award letter, it still takes 6 months to get your first check in. So what's the difference in my trust stepping in, where basically like an attorney steps in for a client? What's the difference there if my trust steps in and represents said client? So why can't I fund these individuals and at least be able to help put food on the table? Because I had to ration food during that time, and no one should have to go through anything like that during the worst time of their life. So
that would be amazing.
After Lambo, after Moon and all of this kind of stuff, what are you going to do with it? Be thinking of that.
Yes, I agree.
How can you make the world better? What can you do with this to make sure that no one has to go through or be in that position to get screwed by a system that doesn't serve them? How do you try and, help other people not to be in that position? And that's what people did before we had 1913, before we had income tax, before we had all this stuff. We had people who would start foundations. We had people who made money and said, I want to give back, and I'm not looking to the government to do it.
It was the church. It was the community.
Exactly. The community. It all comes down to real people. And, human beings are flawed. They are. And so Dave, he's going to have an AI system set up, that does all this stuff and, makes the right decisions, right?
He's going to have chat GPT answering the questions.
And see, that's the big thing now. Oh, yeah, well, that's going to solve all the problems. And it's like, no, we repeat the same mistakes throughout history. Read Shakespeare, read the Greek literature, read the Greek plays. And humans are always the same. And they always make the same mistakes. We're no better off now than we were in the past. We just got to make good decisions. Yeah, this time's different. It's different. We've got better tools. And it's like, well, how can you not make those marble sculptures now and all these beautiful things? Better tools, my butt. But anyway, that's a whole nother tangent. But that's the way we have to look at things. How can we leave a legacy behind that's going to continue to help the world be better, help elevate people, help humanity rise? And figuring out those things, because people in power aren't going to do that. There are good people in power, and they're very few because they're skewed by money. And we've got to figure out ways, if we become fortunate enough to be able to do that, to figure out the way to do that and leave that behind so that we can, the next generation can continue to do well. That's why I love the young people. That's why I love, seeing Josh, and that's why I love seeing Miss Teen Crypto. That's why I love seeing these younger people. That's why I love my daughter. She's, all in on social media. But the thing is, she has discernment to realize that, okay, this is BS, that's BS. And that's the thing. All these tools are going to come. And, we can say that they're bad and they're evil. TikTok's bad. Yeah, it is a lot. It does a lot of bad things, but it gets a lot of information out too. We've got the tools now to where human beings have to have that discernment, and they have to be able to trust themselves. They have to look inside. They have to know, not be a part of the world, but live in the world. Not be of it. And it's a grassroots thing. We've got to wake up.
Well, and you were also saying that, what do I see coming? And there's good and bad in everything. So with what has passed in the EU with MiCA regulation and legislation is soon coming to the United States with CBDCs launching in March. And because of that, for years, back in the way early days, when I got in 2014, these people would just laugh at people like us and laugh us off the stage for trying to explain a solution to the problem. And You know,
the
now
problem's not there,
now
I
they
don't see it.
realize they messed up and they're too late. So what can they do to try to take control and to get the good old boy system back in and get all my buddies into crypto and whatnot? Because like I said earlier, what other option do we have as a society globally?
Well,
You know, there is nothing else, no other technology that can do the things that we're able to do today.
and
So
Dave,
what else can scale?
Dave, with that, you know, in England, they said they were going to launch their CBDC in 2030. And literally the next day they said, oh no, we're rolling it out right now.
Bank of
And
England.
you're
Yeah.
only going to be able to hold 10 to 20,000 pounds. Then I've been doing some research on these MCBDCs, which is like a multi CBDC platforms that they've been doing in a couple different pilots. Different countries are doing them to build partnerships with different central banking CBDCs. And some of them are successful, some of them aren't, depending on the year and whatever. But it's basically a lot of them are to avoid sanctions, leaving the US out of the game. The most concerning one to me is the one that just rolled out, that launched in Davos a couple weeks ago. And it is a platform that's called Universal Digital Payments Network, UDPN. And it's the only one so far that I found that it's not only an MCBDC, so multiple CBDCs are in play. It has over 20 CBDCs, and 6 other CBDC or countries were watching, observing, but not actively participating in the pilot. But then it's also engaging stable coins. And their idea was that the stable coins would hold the gas. Is that right? Yeah. Would pay the gas, and then they would pass on the fee in CBD. Is that right? In CBDC? Oh, no. That they could then use the cryptocurrency thing. They were able to like engage and use the gas fees and pass on the fees to people with stable coins. And so it is very dangerous to me. And that was the one that was most concerning to me. Of course, you know, anytime the WEFers are involved, my antenna goes up.
It's like the new World Bank / SDR program. They're just taking it digital.
Right.
I mean, it's a meet the new boss, same as the old boss.
Yeah.
What it comes down to.
And when you hear CBDC, I want everyone just to hear fiat token. That's it.
That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a digital dollar, a digital token. It's just government control. They tell you what it is: centralized central bank digital currency. That's a CBDC. That's all it is. And so realize what it is and don't get yourself locked into that system. And this is why we preach. That's why I make a video every day. That's why we do the things we do, is because we want people to wake up before that happens, to be able to find some way, straddle the old system, because you need gas, you need food, you need certain things to survive as a human being. But in order to transact value for the things you don't anticipate, that you might need in the future, you need to have that future money. And it's going to be digital, but you don't want to go along with their digital pathway. And we talked about parallel systems. You can have a CBDC system where everybody's like, oh, okay, that's great. But you can also have sound crypto assets, sound digital assets that have worked, that are decentralized. You want to make sure that you have some of those. I mean, and did you buy it for a penny or under a penny? Hello, just saying.
Or Litecoin. Even.
Well, and that's it.
Because for me, I was there in the bottleneck of 2017. Litecoin proved its case for me. Where
when you had to transfer value.
And not only that, now you have CryptoKitties about to launch on Bitcoin.
I know they're bogging up the
well,
whole
and with
blockchain and
privacy with MWeb, with the privacy option on Litecoin, with the CBDCs coming out and them engaging in the stablecoin market with Davos. I mean, that is such a strong argument for Litecoin.
And something else, I would like to urge a sense of caution to everyone now moving forward. I haven't heard anyone else discussing this, so I'd like to kind of share my thoughts here, going from where it was back when we thought crypto, there was no no one had any idea that crypto was going to survive another year way back then. Now to where it is, and them using a CBDC in order to try to control the on and off ramps to be able to tax you, to find out what you own and where you're moving it to. So what I'm urging different people to do is, if you have crypto set aside, instead of using those wallets, leave those wallets cold and begin all new wallets with new money, and do not attach or use a transaction from those old wallets to the new. Because what is a blockchain? A blockchain is a record of accounting to be able to trace a transaction back to inception. So from that, through a CBDC, they can then get your Ethereum address and trace you all the way back.
They can see every transaction
that
you
you've ever
made on
done.
that.
And by the IRS, they can go back 7 years.
Now
each
the
time.
IRS just came out and asked several hundred or few million people to delay filing. And some of Cliff High's data were that no one would be filing this year. So
I have not gotten my W2 from my employer yet. And I asked him, I say, hey, can I get my W2?
I got a letter from
Nothing.
Patreon saying that I would not be getting one.
Yeah, nothing yet. I mean, and this is my job. I mean,
Well,
my
like for
full-time
the-
job, I have not gotten one yet. And I'm
Well,
like,
for the profit that I took in 2021, I never got a 1099. I still filed those capital gains taxes under the trust, because by not
Right.
doing so, and they come after me 7 years, then you got interest penalties,
right.
all of this kind of stuff. And I don't want to get involved. I'd rather just pay
Right.
that amount and be done with
Give
it.
to
But,
Caesar what
if
is
we go to
Caesar's. Yeah,
no
absolutely.
IRS system, like a flat tax or whatever have you, or like through the CBDC, say you want to move $100,000 of crypto into fiat for whatever reason, through their fiat token, you pay taxes immediately upon that. So that's why I'm saying, for whatever I already have, I don't want them to know I have, 200 Litecoin or whatever off on the sidelines. I mean, I understand MWeb and the use case there. I'm just saying, for new money I have going into crypto, I'll use that new money and I'll leave those old addresses now dormant.
Yeah, and leave it alone. No,
Yeah,
no,
because
I get
now
it.
you can't use a mixing service either.
No,
So
because
the
they come
exchanges
after
shut
that.
down
Right.
mixed coins.
Yep.
Well, we
Let
have
me take.
somebody
I'm gonna take-
scheduled
Yeah, go ahead.
tomorrow for our class.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was going to ask
Westwood.
you about that. Do we have a class tomorrow?
We have a class tomorrow. Somebody
Okay, what time?
scheduled. So 10 a.m. Central.
Okay.
We have a Zoom class, a Crypto 101 Zoom class scheduled.
I will be changing my schedule tomorrow and not putting the starter in Digibug 2
Okay.
until after that.
All right. Yeah. So you can find that on my website, litecoinlisa.com. We have, I can't remember what the limit on spots is, but one person signed up. So
Cool. Yeah, go
kind
sign
of
up.
excited if
And
you're
you can
interested
talk
in
to
joining the
Clint
class. You
Westwood and
can.
Litecoin Lisa
Yeah.
about any questions, one-on-one, any questions you have on this stuff. We'll
Mm-hmm.
use our knowledge to explain everything we can, our experience, and try and help you,
Along
get
the
into
way.
crypto if you want to, and tell you where to go.
And there's
how to
my
secure
hubby
it.
telling you happy birthday. He was
Who's
on
telling
the
me happy
Zoom
birthday?
until I got on, and then he jumped off. So I don't know.
Oh, Charlie, happy birthday. Charlie, you going to get a ticket for that Corvette? There's a raffle here locally where they're supporting that.
I saw
It's a 70th anniversary Corvette they're giving away. I think there's 2,500 tickets, $100 a pop. So they'll raise
I bought some
$250,000.
tickets to an RV because
I
I'm
saw
hoping
that.
to
That's
win
an awesome RV.
an RV so that we can get on the road. Westwood and
That's
Lisa can get
practical
on the road.
because that Corvette only holds 2 people and you're not much baggage. That's fun, but
Yeah.
I'd sell it right away, man. If I won that thing, I'd be like, who wants to make an offer?
Get.
I just want to say, Franny loves me more.
Well, you might think so, but Franny's in the house and you're not going to get any access
Yeah.
to Franny. I'm cutting it off.
Y'all take care.
All right.
I sent a
Franny falls asleep on his lap twice, when he was here upstairs. He's crashed and,
Yeah.
flight and delays. And
I sent
finally
it.
he's up on his last
Yes,
circuit.
Franny loves Daddy-O. I sent a link to Mitch too, but I know that his mom's not doing well, so I just
No.
want to give Mitch a shout out and tell him that we love him and that we're sending him lots of love and prayers, and also to Mom A. She's having some health battles, and I want to send her some love too. And I'm grateful for our friends and family and our community. Could not have a better group of magical internet friends, and can't wait to do a meetup with everybody. So happy birthday, Westwood.
Thank you.
Very grateful
Thank
for
you so much. Yeah. Check out litecoinlisa.net. Check out clinchwestwood.net for all details on upcoming meetups to where you can get hugs in real life, and we'll be there.
Absolutely. You guys take care. We'll see you next time.